Good morning. Thank you. This trial, every day, this testimony keeps getting more and more. We've got more weeks to come.
And it has to be difficult to listen to. Misty, one of the things that confuses a lot of us is how a mother could be accused of doing this. And we hear Melanie Gibbs describe Vallow's family life as one that was in constant turmoil. What is your reaction to this?
Melanie Gibbs' testimony was so critical to this case, and I understand why prosecutors have brought her on the earlier side of this trial. So first of all, remember the motive here. It's a dual motive. The motive on one hand is financial, that there were some government benefits that the couple continued to collect after Tylee and JJ had disappeared and were deceased. But also, there's this aspect of the doomsday cult. So Gibb is able to give the jury context about the relationship between Chad and Lori, how they met, the beliefs of the doomsday cult, as well as being a fact witness, as Gibb was asked to actually say that she was with JJ at some point when, in fact, JJ was missing. So all of that is really critical for the jury to understand. And as you said, for the jury to assess a mother accused of killing her children, they have to understand the why. And Gibb gave a bit of context to the beliefs of this cult and Lori Vallow's dissension into this belief system. So really important witness for the prosecution.
And Gibb wasn't there just to talk. She actually came with, like we like to say, receipts. Part of her testimony included recorded audio. One piece in particular stuck out. Let's take a listen, and I'd like to get your reaction on the other side.
There's a turning point in my life that turned me to the temple, and this is what I teach everybody. And my change of heart was to the temple. So I had been married to someone who was very awful, who raped my children, and I had divorced him and gotten away from him, and he had joined the church. He spoke in state conference. Everyone thought he was wonderful. He was a very good showman of all those things. And after we were divorced, he told everybody that I was this lying, crazy Mormon, and got up in court and said all these horrible things about me, and turned it around to where the judges believed him instead of me. And he was constantly trying to get custody of my 3-year-old daughter, and just to rub it in my face. And I went through a lot of years of this kind of hard stuff, and I was going to murder him. I was going to kill him, like the scriptures say, like Nephi killed him, just to stop the pain and to stop him coming after me and to stop him coming after my children. And I just felt I couldn't take it anymore. And I would go through the scriptures and find all the things, like, if he comes against you once, if he comes against you twice, if he comes against you 3 times, then you can kill him. It says it in the scriptures, and more of it. I was like, there it is, there's my answer.
Wow, you hear her talking about how she, again, Lori Vallow talking about how she felt as though she had been married to someone who was awful, and then she found the temple, and that she was actually following the scripture that if he came at her once, if he came at her twice, the third time, according to scripture in her mind, she was allowed to kill him.
Absolutely, and this is all a critical part of the case, because part of what the prosecution has laid out in their opening statement, and we see nuggets of this coming out throughout the testimony, is that the scripture, the beliefs of this doomsday cult were used to justify all of the actions of Chad, and here where we're focused on Lori. This was from everything from the affair with Chad Daybell, justified by the scripture, to the deaths of the kids. All of that was looked to in those words. So this type of telephone call that we now have, we have it recorded, shows that mindset and that mentality, because intent is a critical part of this case. So all of that's really important to setting the overall stage for this conspiracy to commit murder and justify that murder in the scripture and in the doomsday beliefs.
Misty, I want to take a bit of a turn. I want to see if scripture can help her explain this part. We remember the moment detectives detailed the day that they found the children's bodies. That testimony was pretty convincing. I think that was probably some of the hardest part, because remember those silos and we remember how they found those bodies.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation in your cable lineup. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-based, unbiased coverage.